Now, there are some graphs that are called continuous versus discrete. So that's what this is about here. Now, the discrete graphs are going to be dots. A lot of times we kind of get sloppy with our math and we just always call them lines, but there is a subtle difference between them. Okay, so continuous graphs is like people, right? Walking into an amusement park. Now, you're not going to count a half person. It's only whole numbers. So those are going to be discrete graphs, okay? So basically what happens on that, if you can't do and a quarter and a fifth, 0.6 or whatever it is, that's going to be a discrete graph because you're going to have spaces in between each point. Whereas if you can have like a half and a quarter and an eighth and all that type of stuff, then that would be called a continuous graph because you can have in between the points. Those numbers, those inputs actually make sense. Okay, some examples between discrete versus continuous, right? Our time on a digital clock there, it goes directly from 4 to 5. It doesn't show any seconds. Whereas with this one here, the analog clock, we got that second hand there, so we can see half of a minute, quarter of a minute, 0.6 of a minute, right? We can see all of those based off of the second hand there. Couple of examples here. Here you got 3 buttons, and I know there's combinations. I'm not a musical person. There's combinations, so there's more than 3 combinations that you can do with those. Versus the trombone here, trumpet versus trombone, you have a lot more in-between spots. Here it's 3 individual buttons and combinations of them. Here you can go a little bit, you can go all the way out, you can go a quarter, you can go an eighth, you can go 0.6. So this would be a continuous graph. This is discrete. If we're talking about like score on a football game or something along those lines versus like how many yards gained, right? Because you can do half of a yard, a quarter of a yard, an inch. You can do all of that type of stuff. So yards, that's going to be a continuous type situation. Whereas if you're looking at score, the home team here can't score 34.6 points. It doesn't happen. So those are discrete numbers. Now, coins is another one. Here, you can have individual quarters, and realistically speaking, we're not talking about quarter of a quarter and 0.8 of a quarter and all that type of stuff. Now, if you're weighing coins, well, you can have a full pound of coins. You can also have a pound and a half. You can also have 16 ounces or 8 ounces or whatever. You can go the in-between spots. So if you're counting individual coins, discrete. If you're counting how much it weighs, for the most part, it's a continuous type information.